All right, everyone, welcome to the Enough Said podcast. This is our first episode. First and foremost, we are Philadelphia sports fans, but our podcast is not limited to just Philadelphia sports. We're going to talk about all sports, but of course, we'll get Philadelphia in there as much as possible. I could not do this alone, of course, so I have some of my best friends with me here. We got Andre Lloyd and we got Jermaine Graves helping us out today, and we're going to be talking about a couple of topics today. First of all, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Second of all, we got to talk about Big Red, Andy Reid coming back to town in Philly in his big fashion and all right after his hospitalization or whatever happened there. That was a little strange, but hopefully he's okay and doing well. And then, of course, last but not least, the Phillies and what happened this season and what do they need to do to get better. They had this is 10 years in a row now that they have not made it. Since 2011, the Phillies have not made a postseason. So we'll try to discuss that and see what's going on with that. So let's get this party started. So we'll start with Jermaine this time. Jermaine, talk to me. Eagles, Dallas. What the heck was that? What went on?
Let's see. Where should I start? Been mulling over this since it's 7 o'clock this morning, but I think the bottom line is our favorite number is 3. Do you know what the number 3 is, Dre and Sal? Do you know what the number 3 is?
Nope.
What's the number 3?
They ran the freaking ball 3 times. Okay? 3 times. That's my starting introduction. Go ahead,
Dre, what do you got?
Well, look, I'm going to have to do a little back, I could call it backlog, but I was on their coattails in week 1, okay? I said, this team looks good. Jalen Hurts looks like he's going to be the real deal. I said I was high on their drive. Well, I got put back down to earth, big time. Yes,
when you stop smoking, that's what happens.
Well,
you get off that high. I just want to just remind you of that, Dre.
Yes,
sorry,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
Thank you for reminding me that. So, watching that Cowboys and Eagles game, it showed me that I need to put the weed down, even though I don't smoke weed, but
the Kool-Aid.
It was really like
weed.
Well, let me tell you, Jalen just looked like he was lost out there. First of all, like I just didn't understand what he was seeing. Like, to me, it seemed like, was he not reading the defense correctly? He couldn't get anything really going offensively. I mean, only thing we had was the touchdown from the defense on Fletcher Cox when he got that ball from Dak. So, but I'm going to mention here that looking at the aftermath of this whole thing, Philadelphia's in trouble. The Eagles are in trouble, guys, and I just don't know if they're even going to muster out 2 more wins the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. That punter last week was awesome. And yes, Dre, I'm talking about the punter. Why? Because he was the best damn player on that field Sunday.
That's punter, why. Man, come on, stop.
He was the only one, except for maybe Watkins, who got out there and at least tried to make a catch on that, big play. But look, you're right, Dre. They are in trouble. You got the Chiefs. You got Carolina. And then you know who we got after that, Mr. 7 Super Bowl rings. It's not going to get easier. This team's in trouble. And they have to come out. And yes, Jalen missed a lot of open players. There's no doubt about that. He was running a little bit quicker than he should have. We went from Carson Wentz, who held on to the ball too long, to Jalen now, who's running too quick. So we can't seem to find a happy medium here. So, Jermaine, what do you think, man?
You know, what I look at and what I'm frustrated about Philadelphia is the simple fact everyone rides on emotion. It was Dallas week, okay? Dallas is a big time rivalry. We should get up for that and everything, and I'm calling Philadelphia out. Period. I'm a diehard fan, but like I said, I'm a realist. Okay, everybody in Philadelphia rides off of emotion, and there's one guy that's on this podcast that rides off of emotion. When you sit here and if you look and you dissect, or not even dissect, or even look at the game, you go back to 10, almost 20 years. Let's go all the way back to Rich Kotite. Okay.
Whoa.
This team has not been consistent for those years all the way up to where we at right now. Not consistent. And the times that they were good, they'll bring you up and then suck you right back down. That's the frustrating part. Okay. I've been told that I'm not a real fan and this and that. Why are you picking Dallas? I'm gonna tell you right now, Dallas should have won the division last year because Dak Prescott was hurt. If Dak Prescott wasn't hurt, Dallas would have ran off with this division. Now I don't know how far they would have went off in the playoffs, but they would have ran off with this division. Dallas is a better team on paper and on the field, and that's what scares me because
they're
going to run around with this. They're going to run away with this division. They are better, Dre. They are better.
Okay, right now they only played one good, legitimate team, and they lost to that team. Who was that in week 1?
And it was Tampa. It was Tampa. No.
Okay.
It was Tampa Bay. Dre.
Okay.
Listen.
Week 2, it was the Philadelphia Eagles.
No. Week 2 was the San Diego Chargers.
San Diego Chargers.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Then they played Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Okay. So you're going to say they played one bad team?
Right now, they are a better team than we are. Okay, and this is what you have to look at. If you want to look at this particular game, all right, their defense was impeccable. It was. I mean, they was up and down. They was all over us. Yes, our offensive line was hurt and everything, but that Trey Diggs and that Micah Parsons, and they wasn't even healthy. They didn't even have all their components on defense. They ran. Jalen didn't look like he didn't know what the heck he was doing. He didn't. He looked lost. He looked like he was a freshman in college. So, with that being said, their defense is better, definitely than our defense.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
On offense, okay. I mean, our defense. I mean, we're supposed to have a number one guy in Fletcher Cox. Where did they run the ball? Even Tony Pollard with his little small behind and whatnot. Where did he run? Sal, Dre, where did he run? He ran in the middle. In the middle. Ezekiel Elliott ran in the middle. That's supposed to be our strength with on the defense. And what did they do? And then they said, you know what, we're gonna run the same play, just stop us. They couldn't stop us. We couldn't stop them. We couldn't stop them.
Right.
So right now, what I'm saying right now, yes, the season is still early. Dallas is going to win this division. And it's painful for me to say it, but yes, they're going to win this division. And they're going to run away with it because everybody else sucks in that division. Philly is inconsistent. They're inconsistent, man. We are a train wreck, Dre.
I agree, man.
All Philadelphia sports are a train wreck.
When they played the Cowboys, I was brought back down to earth. If we were discussing this in week 1, I'd say you're crazy. But yeah, you're right, man. It ain't looking good. It's not looking good.
Right.
So let me ask you guys: is it time to finally get rid of Howie Roseman then? Because they've changed players on this team. How many?
Got rid of him yesterday.
It all starts with the draft, Sal. It all starts with the draft. Let's go back 10 years and how many bona fide draft picks did we have in those 10 years? Yes, it's still early. Devontae Smith, he can't even get off the line. Okay, and this is supposed to be the Heisman Trophy. He looked clueless, So the coaches, they're what, younger than us. They look clueless. So Howie's got to go. Even I go a step further. Jeffrey's got to sell the team. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? If you guys want to bank on, the playoffs, you know what I mean, and how many times we made the playoffs and how many times we went to the Super Bowl, that's not good enough, because other teams and other fan bases, they're going to say, okay, well, we got 4 Super Bowls or we got 2 Super Bowls or whatever. Come on, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll bring this snippet in after I watched the postseason, the local station. Seth Joyner, was talking about. He looked right at the camera and said, "Howie and Jeff, you need to go get some linebackers. Get some linebackers." He said, because on the defensive side, he said they looked like they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know they didn't know what the double team come down. He said it was just an utter mess. I'm not quoting him. I'm just going by what I remember he said. And overall, man, it does come down to, Howie. I'm sorry, Howie should have been gone years ago, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. You look at the one Super Bowl win that the Eagles had. Howie was not the GM. Our friend in New York Jets was. So that tells you something, right? I mean, Howie's great at negotiating contracts. Fine. Keep him in that role. He can negotiate contracts all he wants, but he should not have a handprint on this team, in my opinion. He just should not. He's been a disaster.
I feel bad for Nick, because Nick is a puppet. Okay? So they pretty much tell him what to do. Look, Jalen Reagor shouldn't have even been on the field. Quez Watkins should be opposite of Devontae Smith. There's your speed guy right there. There's your Deshaun Jackson Jr., and I believe, with Nick, I believe there is, he's a puppet. He's a puppet. Jeffrey Lurie has his hand in the cookie jar. Be a freaking owner. Sit back. It's like everybody else, and keep your hand out of it. And then first of all, you fire Howie Roseman. Fire Howie Roseman, and then let's just move forward, because he has not done nothing in the last 10 to 15 years. It's just remarkable. It's just, why do you still have a job? Why?
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, well, let's go on the other side of the spectrum, because we got to move on here a little bit because of time-wise. So let's talk about Big Red coming to town. Big Red, interesting. Did win a Super Bowl in Philly. Obviously, won one in Kansas City. Is this guy a Hall of Fame coach? We'll start with Dre this time. What do you think? Is this guy?
Well, I'm gonna open up, like a whole can of worms here. Like, is it the players or is it the coach? I mean, he walked into an all-star team. Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes. I mean, right there, right off the bat, right there, man, way better than what we had. Mm-hmm. But maybe during the time when the 4 or 5 NFC championships that we had, right? The only time I thought we had a shot was when we played against Tampa Bay. When back, remember that run with Tampa Bay, the NFC championship. Tampa Bay came to our house and we lost, right?
That was the Joe Juravicius thing, right?
Yeah. So
still
I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
Still running down Broad Street.
He's still running down Broad Street. Overall, Andy Reid, I think, was the best coach I think Eagles had in the franchise history, I must say. Mm-hmm. He scouted greatly. He got Westbrook, and of course the quarterbacks, he's pretty good at that. Hall of Fame material. I'm being, like I said, we're a bunch of guys. We're real. We do look at statistics and all that, but just going by what we feel in perspective, I don't know.
You're not real when you set up here and said that Philadelphia is the real deal after game 1. Okay, you're not real. Okay, so maybe we'll give you a couple more weeks. We'll put you on a trial run for you to get back to saying that you're real. But right now, you're not real.
We're talking about Andy Reid right
Sal,
now.
you're on the chopping block yourself because you called San Fran, and so you called San Fran and Dallas. You know what I mean? Wins. So yeah, you're on the chopping block. But Dre, you're going for the next few weeks. So don't
Okay.
call this. And I'm glad we're not calling this. Let's be real, because we'd have been lying.
Enough said. Okay, I got you. I got you, man. So I mean, that's how Okay, thanks for putting that in there. Appreciate that. But Andy Reid, I don't to answer your question. No, I don't think he's Hall of Famer. People think I'm crazy when I'm about to say, but that's real to me.
Jermaine, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, what is he? I know he's definitely in the top 10 in wins. And as far as what he has done, yeah, you're right, Dre. As far as what all the talent that he has right now versus what he had here. I mean, Jesus Christ, he had no wide receivers until he got T.O. You know what I mean? But he still got us into the playoffs and stuff. And he still got us deep into the playoffs as far as 4 NFC championships, So I look at that, and then 1 Super Bowl appearance. So I look at that, and then plus what he's doing in Kansas City. And then again, it hurts me to say this because he won a Super Bowl in Kansas City and didn't win one here. So yeah, that really kills me, although I really don't like him, I really don't,
Why you don't like him?
How he just walks up and down the field with his, with his fat behind and whatnot, and strut his stuff and whatnot, but, at the end of the day, you have to put him in the Hall of Fame. You have to. And yeah, first time ballot, I believe.
Yeah, we used to joke and call him the Kool-Aid guy because I'm like waiting for him to come in. He's got that big red jacket on and he looks like a Kool-Aid. Look, he wins today. He is the only coach that has 100 wins with 2 teams. He also, if he wins today, is 3 wins away from being in the top 5 of all time. You have to put him in. I mean, you have to. There's no doubt about it. I mean, call him fat, call him the Kool-Aid guy, whatever you want. The guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to adjust during the game. Although there were some questionable calls, obviously, when he was with the Eagles in the playoffs, he just couldn't seem to take him to that next level, which is, I think, why he ultimately lost his job here, or he probably would have wound up staying here. But look, he's going to win today. He's going to be the top, 100 wins with 2 teams. I don't care who you are. That's impressive. Look at Bill Belichick right now, how much he's struggling without Brady. So that goes to what Dre said.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I want to comment that.
The players. I mean, that certainly is a part of it. Mahomes is he better than Donovan? Probably. I mean, he's still young. I mean, the way he's looking right now, of course.
Different level. He's totally different level. Totally different level.
I hear you. So, Dre, I know you want to jump in. Go ahead, man.
Well, no, I was going to jump in. All right. Remember Belichick before he was New England, Cleveland Browns, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. Okay, they're showing now in the last 2-3 years that they're looking like to be contenders. But what I'm going to is, if Drew Bledsoe did not get hurt, and then Tom Brady was not still a backup, I don't think Belichick will be where he is today. So where I'm going at is, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but the player is pretty good to have a player that makes you good. Yeah, Belichick is a good coach, but look how he's struggling without him now. Yeah, okay, he's 4. I don't know, man. It's like, will Belichick be a Hall of Famer if he didn't have Tom Brady? It takes the 2, I think, to make that happen. And I'm talking about all coaching. I felt that Jordan without Phil Jackson. Okay. I mean, I can go on and name a couple other ones too. You go back to the Lakers with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe. You go with the players or do the coach? I want to see like Belichick be as good as he is with Matt Jones. All right, there's growing pains. There were growing pains with Tom Brady when he first started out, but not that much. But then you could tell me, Andy Reid's a Hall of Famer. That's what I'm getting at.
Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame. If you
no,
think
I don't
about
think
it,
so.
If you think about it, Dre. All right, forget Donovan McNabb. I mean, the man had AJ Feely. All right, he had he had Jeff Garcia. He had all those running. He had all those mop heads. you know what I mean, on the field when Donovan couldn't stay healthy. And he still got us to the NFC championship. So, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. You compare Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is 1A, and then it's everybody else. That's just how
With
I
Tom
feel.
Brady,
With Tom Brady. Yes.
1A.
With Tom Brady. Yes, he's 1A. But it's like I said, here we go with the jury's still out. The jury's still out with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is going to be I think he's going to be a heck of a player. I believe so. He's not going to be a Tom Brady, but he's going to be that man. He's going to be that game manager and all that stuff. I think he's going to be a heck of a player. And that's why I say that, yeah, Tom Brady won one without Bill Belichick, and I believe Bill Belichick is probably. I believe he's going to win another one without Tom Brady. So, but yeah, definitely Andy Reid is in there. Definitely Andy Reid is he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think I gotta put him in. All right, so we're about 20 minutes in here. Let's finally get to the last of our topics today, the Phillies. Well, like another Philadelphia sports team that doesn't make the playoffs. Here we go again with the Phillies. It seems like every year we keep saying there's always next year with this damn team. All right, so we're back to Jermaine to start out here this time because we went with Dre last time. The Phillies, talk to me. What's going on?
Same thing with Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, what are you going to say, Sal? I mean, it's just the simple fact is that I don't think nobody wants to come here and play in Philly. I think the same thing that happens with the Eagles. Nobody doesn't want to come here because I believe there's a serious culture problem in Philadelphia sports. I believe in all teams there's a culture problem, and nobody doesn't want to come here. If you think about it, okay, yeah, Bryce Harper. I mean, you paid him what, $330 something million?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? JT Real Milto. You paid him all this money. You fighting him to get it back, and he had a subpar season. So it's like he said. You say he's the best catcher in the baseball. I think he's just he's in the middle of the pack. He had a bad season. Bryce Harper finally stepped up to have his, to make his money. He's in the running for the MVP. I get it. But as far as everybody else on that team, the DG Gregorians, who else? The team, it's just not geared, and it starts with the coach because I feel as though here we go again. The coach is overrated because you look at the coach. He brought the Yankees to he gave the Yankees a World Series, but he inherited that team. And all that talent that you had on that team. You know what I mean? So, I don't know where do you start, but it's going to be the same thing. If you don't do a major overhaul now after this all season, it's going to be the same thing for the next 5 to 10 years. I don't see them doing anything.
All right, true. Yeah.
The miracles or anything, nothing for the next 5 to 10 years, because nothing has changed since the last World Series, and that was what, 2008. So,
yep. Dre, what do you got?
I mean, I'm all on board with what Jermaine says, man. I mean, it's Phillies just can't get over the hump. I mean, that's how I see it. They're 82-79, right? So far record.
Whoopee.
So yeah, right, like a 500 record.
Yeah.
But for a $200 million payroll. Sorry,
for a $200 million payroll. I mean, I agree with Jermaine. Like we got to get players here. Do we want to? I mean, I don't they want to come here.
You paid $200 million. Like
right.
You said, Sal, you paid $200 million. You would think that you have an all-star lineup, but you don't.
No.
You got old people that's still playing, and you paying all this money. It's just, it was Bryce Harper was almost on the chopping block. I was like, man, you paid this man, he ain't doing nothing, so he finally stepped up. So yeah.
Well, the way I look at it is it's the same thing with the Eagles, right? The problem with the Phillies is they didn't draft well. So when you don't draft well, what do you have to do? You have to go out and get these players. who are past their prime or who are at the end of their prime. You got to overpay them, like Realmuto, like Harper, and you spend all your money on those two players, and what's
Yep.
left? There's
Yep.
nothing left.
No
Aaron Nola
pitching.
hasn't
Nothing.
pitched like an ace that he was,
Exactly.
so it goes back to draft. Now, to give the GM credit, he did fire all these coaches in the minor leagues and the scouts, and I think that was needed because the players weren't developing. They killed Hodgkin's swing. He's swinging upward. He's trying to hit homers too much. They destroyed his swing. He used to be more line drives, and same thing with Harper. I think he killed their swing too. So you got these coaches now who are out of here. It's going to be interesting to see who they draft. They had the number 1 overall pick, Mickey Moniak, and this guy, they could have picked anybody in the whole world. They picked Mickey Moniak, and this guy can't even crack the major league lineup. And it's not the first year he's in the minor leagues. Something is wrong there.
Yep.
Like this
Yep.
is so either the scouts aren't giving the good information, or they're not listening, or something's happening there that they just can't fulfill. They were ranked like 24th out of 32 major league teams for their minor league system. That's awful. You can't sustain that. So
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The farm system is just terrible. So when is the last time we had a farm system? Since what? Jimmy Wallens and Ryan Howard. You know what I mean? Those guys. Chase. I mean, I think what Chase wasn't in the farm system, was he? Chase.
he was.
Utley?
Chase
No?
was in our
Okay.
system.
Yeah.
Not
And
originally, but he was.
Yeah, and you see what happened. You see what happened. So when is the last time we had a good farm system? Like you said, Sal. I mean, when's the last time? So now like you said, now you're going out and you're overpaying for these veterans. You know what I mean? There's like, oh shoot, I got paid, so I'm just going to just not run hard to first base on the ground out and whatnot, and you see what happens. The bottom line is the culture, and all Philadelphia teams, including the Flyers, it's the culture that's a problem with Philadelphia, and then the fan base. Bottom line is the fan base is too emotional because when they get to 1 or 2 games, we're going to the Super. It's stop it, because it happens every year, every freaking year.
Yeah, but the media hypes that. That's the problem. The media is the culprit too, right, Trey? I mean, they seem to hype
Yeah.
it. And it's just because they're trying to sell tickets. Maybe that's what it is.
You might, yeah. You might.
Yeah,
Be right, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating.
We got a taste. We all got, the Phillies had their championship with the Eagles. Sixers was, how long it's been since Sixers had their championship. Win the finals. That was way back, like 82, 83 or something like that.
Dr. J, baby.
Yeah. So I think when we think we have a taste of it, now we think we can, oh man, these fans just take it to the next level, and they all have to be smacked back down to reality.
And they wonder why we boo Santa Claus. Come on.
Boo Santa Claus. We threw batteries at Santa Claus.
We're mad.
Okay.
We're mad. That's all. I know.
Yeah, we're
not
mad.
We're dysfunctional.
Well,
that's what we are. We're dysfunctional. You beat up Santa, and we still getting berated. How long ago is that?
Man.
How long? He's like, you guys beat up Santa, and then you have a jail at Veterans Stadium.
Yes.
It's like, we still.
That was all back.
I know. I'm just saying. But you know what? These people that are outside looking in, that's what they're telling me.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe it's because you're right. We live in like a fantasy world, because when we opened up Lincoln Field Financial, we have freaking Sylvester Stallone open it up as Rocky. Okay. A fictional character. Okay. Maybe that's the problem. It's a fictional character.
Just heard birds in the background. So
he's an actor. He's an actor. Okay. And we're going to have him open up Lincoln Financial. Maybe that's when we got cursed. More.
Yeah. Who knows, man? But
so
that statue is still sitting in front of Lincoln Financial Field, isn't it? With his arms. Yeah, fiction. Yeah.
So, but listen, we got some time left. I want to talk about back to, this football season. And let's just do our prediction really quickly in the NFC, in our division in the East. So I'm going to start off with the Panthers versus the Cowboys. Sal, what do you think here? Cowboys are going to win or lose?
I think the Panthers are playing well right now. I'm going with the Panthers on that one.
Jermaine, since you're a cowboy in disguise.
Cowboy in disguise. I'm being real, but yes, I'm thinking what I saw the first 3 weeks. Let me just go real fast. The first 3 weeks with Dallas should be 3-0. So what I'm saying is,
now
yes,
you're on the
Dallas should be
chopping
3.
Sorry.
Just being
Sorry,
real.
man.
Dallas is going to win today.
That's enough said, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
Dallas is going to win today.
I got the Panthers winning. It's not because I am going to be biased here because I'm a Cowboy hater. I'm going to put it out there right there. I can't stand them. So I don't care what they have. To me, Panthers, I think Panthers, actually, Sam Donald's got rejuvenated. It's like, what? From the Jets to the Carolina Panthers. And then you also got good receivers too. He got the receiver that came from the Jets last year. He's with the Carolina. What's his the tall receiver? Very fast, speedy guy.
We'll see because Christian is not playing today. So I guarantee you Dallas is going to say, you know what, Sam? Beat us through the air. Okay? You don't have Christian. You know what I mean? You got that rookie running back coming out. So, yeah. Sam, we know what you're about back in the Jets. You was a first-round pick. Okay, let's make sure you're the first-round pick. Beat us today because that's the only way they're going to win.
So you have Cowboys winning. Sal, you have Panthers winning.
Yep.
And I have Panthers winning. So, okay. Move on to the next in our division. I'll save Philadelphia for last. We got Washington at the Falcons. Well, two bad teams. So pick your poison or flip the coin, basically.
I got to go with Washington. I can't see Atlanta winning much.
Yeah, the defense, Washington's defense is probably going to be the same as Philadelphia's defense when they played them in game 1. So, yeah.
So you're saying that Chase Young needs help?
Huh? No, I'm saying Washington's going to win. I said.
Washington's going to win. Okay.
Washington's going to win. I said Washington's defense is almost like Philadelphia's defense when we thought that their defense was in the top 3 or whatever, and you see what happened the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, Washington's going to win.
I got Washington as well. Enough said there. Now we got the Giants at the Saints. I'll start with you, Jermaine.
Let's move on.
Giants will be 0-4 today?
Yeah, let's just move on, man.
Okay. Sal?
Yeah, I don't see Giants doing much. I agree.
Okay, same here. I got Saints. All right, now for the last one, I guess we already know. Eagles are home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are out for really revenge for losing that game last week. So Philadelphia is really just going to be pounced on and beat up on by the Chiefs. So I'm already telling you right there, Philadelphia don't got a shot.
Sal.
Jermaine? No, Sal.
Man,
okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think Andy Reid and Mahomes is just too much with the Eagles defense. Although the Eagles are getting McLeod back today, I heard.
Yes,
so
that's
will help a little bit, but that's not going to save them from.
This guy's giggling.
What you say, Rodney McLeod is Brian Dawkins? Come on, Sal. I mean, jeez, that's going to help a little bit. No, it's not going to help nothing. I mean, stop.
Well, you can't put him on Dawkins level. That's way out.
The way Sal came off, with Rodney McLeod's coming back, and that's what. Come on, man. Come on.
I said would help him a little. I didn't say...
He's trying to give some hope. How about that?
Here we go with this hope stuff again. Come on, man.
He's trying to give him some hope.
So, if McLeod has an interception today, am I off the chopping block?
No.
We lucky if he has.
You know what? And if he does get an interception, it's going to be popped up in the air, and he just happened to have his hands up, and he's like, "Oh, that's what a football is." Oh, okay,
I'm going to be calling you if it happens. I'm going to be calling you if it happens.
All right, so that's the NFC prediction.
Wait a minute. Oh. Look, all I'm saying is, I think Kansas City's going to win. Don't be surprised if Philly's going to put up a tight game. I think they're going to put up a tight game. I really do.
Wait a minute. Wait.
They are. But they're going to lose. But when I'm saying the inexperience is going to lose, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I really do. That's just my opinion. Like up in the 30s. But Kansas City's going to win. Kansas City's going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought you was a realist.
I
Here we
am
go with
getting rid
hope
of it.
again. They're going to win.
Yeah,
They're going to
no,
keep
I'm
it
not
close.
hoping. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked
See,
because
I'm
they're
not
because listen, that's where the inconsistency comes. You know what I mean? They'll sit up there and say they'll shock the world. You know what I mean? By beating Kansas City. And then when we go to Tampa or when we, or I think Carolina's next, right? They were right back into the same predicament again. So that's how Philadelphia is, especially the Eagles, So just Kansas City's going to win, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I'm just keeping
Eagles
that
got
door
3 of
just
their
cracked.
offensive linemen out. I mean,
Yeah.
Cowboys
it's gonna
have
be
really
jailbreak.
shown what the offense is not in Philadelphia. I don't even see them breaking 15 points.
Wow.
So I don't even
Okay.
get 15 points on the board. They're going to get smashed. Okay. Enough said.
All right. Well, we should look, a lot of good stuff this week, guys. We should wrap it up. But enough said on all that. If you have any suggestions or you have any topic ideas you'd like to talk about or any questions, feel free to let us know. Just shoot us a message on Facebook. We're going to get our Facebook page up here shortly. So feel free to reach out to us on there. So other than that, guys, any last closing thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, free Ben Simmons.
That's next week. He was on my topic.
Look, that's our next
Free Ben
topic, man.
Simmons.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Mr. Holdout. Yeah. Oh, man.
Sounds good. This has been really awesome. So
Yeah. Maybe you can
wait
take
till
Embiid with
next one.
It's only going to get better and better. Trust me, guys. People out there, please listen. It's going to get better and better each week.
Man. All right, guys. Thank you very much. As always, it's been a pleasure, and we will pick this up 2 weeks from today.
All right.
All
See
right,
ya.
guys.
All right.